I think we are living in an era. It is the most exciting time in the design industry where we are coming across such exciting products in terms of lighting.
Earlier, it was just generic lighting used for functional purposes, but now it's layered lighting wherein you are mixing task, accent, and ambient, all of the three together.
One likes this very cool cut functional sub lighting. You know, I want all my lights on. And my younger son, he likes mood. So he'll turn off all the lights and one light in one corner will be on and he'll be chilling with his phone, FaceTiming, you know, some friend of his.
Furniture lighting is as important as your generic lighting because at the end of the day, it creates that kind of depth, that soothing, that calm environment that you want. It's not only generic lighting, but what you see around.
Good design doesn't shout, it settles and stays with you. It's in the quiet hinge, the soft close, the rhythm of use. You feel it in the way you move, reach, pause, live. Ever wondered what actually brings the spaces we live into life? Well, it's time to meet the minds that make the real magic happen. Welcome back to Hettich Presents Living with Magic. I am Ronita Italia, Editor-in-Chief of Good Homes India. And today's conversation, quite literally, is going to throw the light on how design transforms when emotion meets innovation. Today's episode is all about the magic of furniture lighting and how brilliant it is because of how hidden it stays, and how quite literally it redefines the way we experience and use our spaces. And to help us unravel this conversation, I have here with me architect Rakhi Makwana, founder of Studio Rakhi M, who is known for her ability to weave craft and technology so beautifully into spaces. With more than a decade of experience and a portfolio of celebrated projects, she continues to push the boundaries of how design can be both innovative and personal. And of course, I'm pleased to welcome back Mr. Jiteen Aggarwal, Chief Marketing Officer at Hettich India, who will help us understand the thinking behind Hettich Magic Lights and why they're setting new benchmarks in furniture lighting. We also have here Mahima Gerella, Associate Product Manager for Magic Lights at Hettich. Okay, so since we're on the subject of how lighting transforms spaces, and that's a very important thing, right? Because it affects our experience, it also affects our mood, who we are as people, what we are at home, all of that. I want to know, what is your favorite corner in your house because of the lighting?
It's the living area, and we spend a lot of time in the living room, and we love to entertain our friends.
Lovely.
So I think living room lighting is what is my favorite area.
Also, does it like have you does it change through?
Yes, we've designed it as per different moods, you know. So there is lighting for the daytime, and of course, you know, we've selected a house which is facing east. So there is a lot of natural light coming in, and we've created different moods for TV viewing, for partying.
Lovely.
So it's
Parting for you need the right the dimmed down effect and the whole no. Jitin, tell us about you.
So for me, my favorite space is a small corner in the living room, where I usually kind of go and couch myself out there. So, I mean, it's a small enough corner for me and makes me feel really cozy. And obviously, there isn't too much of lighting out there, but just enough lighting for me to feel, warm and good. So that's what.
And is that thanks to the natural light or is it magic light?
It's a combination of both, if you really ask me, because it's just next to the balcony out there, So there's also a lot of natural lights. Plus, obviously, there is your artificial lighting which happens out there.
Of course, it's a part of our lives, the whole
Absolutely.
balancing
Absolutely,
out
the balance.
the two. What about you when it comes to what is your take on natural light when it comes to homes?
I think there are a lot of aspects, you know, which really are instrumental when we select houses. So It's not always possible for people to select houses which will give them ample of natural light. There are various factors, So, like in our case, since it is east facing, there is ample of light coming during the morning hours till about 1, and then it's what the artificial light which will become the center stage. But I'm sure there are houses where, it is facing different directions and natural light will work out differently. So obviously, I think paying attention to light, we have to strike a balance between natural light and what we are designing with respect to light.
So tell me, as a designer, as somebody who also works on um, interior spaces in the way, so do you find yourself moving furniture to ensure that light falls on it properly? Does that happen to you?
Yes, it does happen. And we've done like a lot of experimentation on lighting. I think in recent time there has been so much of innovation in terms of lighting, the color possibilities. Within daylight yellow to white, there are so many possibilities of colors that it's really exciting. And yes, I mean, when we change something, we do want to change the lighting associated with it. And we are living such a fast-paced life that I think earlier people used to bring about change after 5, 10 years. Now we want changes like every year.
I know.
So I think lighting is in fact the quickest way to bring about that change.
And affect mood and age groups and everything, right? In fact, Jitin, we've had this conversation about generations and how to sort of work with different generations in a home. And given that today we're talking lighting and especially how lighting affects furniture and furniture lighting, what is it that you think you guys have to offer that changes things around at home?
Yeah, so if you actually look at it, Hettich as a company has always been known for its innovations, right? And furniture light is no different for us. I mean, that's also one of the categories that we operate in. Uh, Hettich furniture lights are called Hettich magic lights. That's how we call them. And when we say magic, it's basically because it kind of imbibes the magic to your home, right? When we talk about furniture, there are different aspects, in terms of what a light can do to your furniture. One is obviously it can accentuate, certain objects which are there in your shelves, right? Now, I believe as a space, furniture light as a space obviously has not evolved to the way it has. The general lighting, for example, has evolved in this country. Furniture light is something which is still kind of evolving, as a space. And I think people are understanding the importance of furniture light today, which earlier was all about general lighting, the ambient lighting, that as people know about it. People, for example, have explored a lot of general lighting, so they understand moods, different spaces, how light kind of affects their mood. But I think furniture light as a concept is now catching on. People have started realizing that furniture light also, can imbibe a lot of magic to your spaces.
Brilliant. It's brilliant where it's taking us. Rakhi, I'm going to come back to you with, the whole idea of, as an architect, the whole idea of form over function. That's something that's primarily always driven you guys, right? Your creative taking on. But when it actually comes down to functionality, how much importance do you give in your plan, in your design to lighting? Especially, like he said, task lighting. It's literally lighting that's incorporated within furniture. It's
Right. I think, there's so much lifestyle change that has happened in recent time with homes, again coming to the center stage where people could also be working from home. There is a lot of activities which are happening, which are integrated with, home life. I think we are living in a culture where there is very little time to do a lot of things like, And when we talk about such lighting, suddenly we realize that it is really helping in terms of, spotting things faster. It is helping in terms of identifying, like what I want to wear. So I guess it's also helping in terms of, cutting down time. Yeah, it is increasing our efficiency, and we are realizing that great lighting is helping us in many ways. So there is a great advantage in terms of functionality. So I think that's the biggest shift that has happened in recent time, and I'm sure furniture lighting is really playing a key role. Yeah.
It's got on. But I want to ask you here, when you're designing, especially for a family, or a larger family, do you think that residences and a lot of your clients also underestimate the importance of this kind of lighting?
Yes, I think what happens is we really have to educate our clients based on what we are experiencing in the market. We are way more aware about the latest products that are available in the market, and sometimes that can really help them understand. So it requires some amount of educating the client and understanding their life and educate with respect to their lifestyle. So we've had clients who, and of course, for what purpose the house is getting used and what is their lifestyle. I think we are living in an era which is full of innovation. I think it is the most exciting time in the design industry, where we are coming across such exciting products in terms of lighting, not only in terms of furniture lighting, but lighting in general. And um, and that is, even the best part about an architect's life, that we really we are the first ones who will come to know, about all these exciting products. Like recently, I also came across a lighting product which is used in retail area, but it actually helps in terms of understanding the traffic to a certain area. So with sensors,
Very good.
so I think for us it's very important that we are interacting with companies like Hettich, and understanding what is innovation, what is new in the market, because there is a lot of exciting things happening. So I find it totally exciting to get into the details of the product and understand, and then go back and educate our client that okay, we can do this. Many a times, it's that's all it takes, because the client is also interested in figuring out that what is interesting in the market, what is new in the market, and then it becomes way easier to implement it at site.
So, agreeing to your point, I would also like to add that you are also talking about the concept known as layered lighting.
Right.
Earlier, it was just generic lighting used for functional purposes, but now it's layered lighting wherein you are mixing task, accent, and ambient, all of the three together.
Right.
So that makes an impact, and it actually changes your mood with the technology of, being like dimmable or tunable. So it actually helps you to get a welcome feeling, do the task by changing the tunability of the light
At the press of a button.
at the press of a button or through your phone, because it's also IoT based.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, so all the magic lights that we offer are compatible with home automation. So, for example, you can, operate it through Alexa. Just say, Alexa, turn off the lights. So, all the furniture lights would turn off. Alexa, dim it. So, it would be dimmed. So, everything is in lights. I would say it's all about innovation.
I actually also love the whole concept of layered lighting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? And I want to bring this back to you, because I want to know, when you guys are planning your spaces and when you're actually integrating lighting solutions into, because you have to, right? Also,
Yeah.
it starts from the very beginning.
Yes.
How do you plan that? Like, how does that work out for you all?
Um,
Where do you start?
so basically it starts with understanding the client's lifestyle. And as we have the design elements in place, that's the point when we really want to start integrating and start layering. Also, art plays a very important role. So, how much art we have in the space, what kind of pieces you have. I think that also plays very important role. The functionality of various objects which are there will also play a very important role. I saw some very interesting bar lighting also. So, that will play a very important role. And even kitchen, like I saw some lighting for kitchen, and it's very nice. And the other aspect is our lifestyles have changed, so even for wardrobe areas and everything, we really need to focus on lighting so much. So I think lighting starts at a very, very early stage, and we need to start planning. It actually gets incorporated even in 3D views because visualization is easier for us, but for a client, that makes a very big impact,
Yeah.
yeah, because something looks very different in a white light, and the space will look totally different with mood lighting.
So, according to you, out of all of these things that you have named, these various aspects of furniture lighting that you've just gone through, what would be your pick of absolute necessities?
Um, m- Evening lighting will be something which is very dear to me, because that's when you want to relax a little bit. It is all about charging your batteries in the evening, and that adds a lot of, that's the time that we are spending with our family. That's the time when we mingle with our friends. So I think their lighting, setting up the right mood, can really do wonders to our emotional life, I would say. So it's not only functional aspects that are important, but how are we enjoying our space and the joy coming out of the drama that lighting creates is really essential.
Yes, that's very important. And I'm circling back to you with this because again, see, it's clearly all about functionality, right? Like it's important, it's necessary, it makes your life easier. But at the end of the day, um, like she also explained that there's a certain element of looking at it as an accessory. So where do you think that stops, and the functionality needs to be highlighted?
See, just picking on what Rakhi said, one, obviously it provides a functional, it caters to a functional need, that's fine. But I just believe that there's also an emotional angle to it. It's all about the emotional well-being that when we talk about, as to how kind of light impacts our moods. I mean, and that's something which has been proved by so many kind of studies that we have had. The kind of lighting that you have in your house impacts your mood to a very great extent. So as she said, evenings are the time, when you see the lights in its full glory, right? Because morning, obviously, you have your natural lights and there's a balance in the morning. But evening, it's when the lights really take over, and you see the full impact of your lighting out there. And evenings are the time when obviously people come back from work, they're there. So, for example, the living room, becomes like a common area where everybody kind of settle down there. Now that's again the area, right? For example, when you have it getting beautifully lit. So one, obviously you have your generic lighting and then you have your furniture lighting, right? So, somewhere people have realized, again, I come back to the point, people have realized the importance of generic lighting, but they just believe that furniture lighting is not as important as generic lighting, right? But that's the misconception which I really want to clear, that furniture lighting is as important as your generic lighting, because at the end of the day, it creates that kind of depth, that soothing, that calm environment that you want. Yeah, it's not only generic lighting, but what you see around, so somewhere it starts impacting your mental well-being, at the end of the day. So it's subconsciously, unconsciously, you believe, that there's something which is around, which kind of gives you that kind of soothing or calming feel, and which is where I come. So when you come to the point that it stops at being functional, yes, at a point, yes, and then where's your emotional angle, kind of starts taking a center stage. And obviously, I mean, at the end of the day, when you also see, as I was talking about, say, for example, whether it's your study, those are your prized possessions, your books are your prized possessions. Or, for example, if you've won some laurels, you have some trophies out there, and you see them around, somewhere getting spotlighted, somewhere mentally, it kind of creates that kind of an impact, yeah, it's that feel good effect, so subconsciously it becomes like a part of you. So that's where I just believe, that people probably will realize the importance of furniture lighting as much as they realize for generic lighting.
You know, there are two types of people in this world. And for me, it's very clearly demarcated with both my sons. Huh? One likes this very cool cut functional sublighting, I want all my lights on. And my younger son, he likes mood. So he'll turn off all the lights and one light in one corner will be on,
Absolutely.
and he'll
Yeah.
be chilling with his phone, FaceTiming, some
Yeah.
friend of his, and
Absolutely.
he'll be doing that. And then the elder one will come in and say, it's all dark, everything
Yeah.
just.
Yeah.
How do you obviously you deal with that, right? Yeah. How do you balance people like that?
I think so. So these days we are doing, mood lighting in almost all the houses.
Correct.
So that really helps, that you plan for both the moods. Yes. Because there are always some family members who want,
Clearly.
yes. So actually in our house, I will be the one who wants functional lighting quite a bit. And then only towards the evening, I will be like, okay,
Mood,
now we need to
it's
just relax
mood is
and have,
important.
yeah, now the mood is important. So I'm sure in every family, there are both kinds of people. So I think lighting needs to be planned for that. And to what we were discussing earlier with about furniture lighting, I would like to add also, the concepts that have come in, like the open kitchen planning.
Absolutely.
Lighting, furniture lighting is the most important aspect. Also, in city like Bombay, now we have high-end studio apartments.
Yeah.
So the size is not big, but it still requires that added touch of magical lighting. And I think that's where furniture lighting is going to take the center stage.
Like it's said that a natural source of light is a genuine soul of any home, but artificial light acts like a choreographer to it.
Oh, how lovely.
Very nice.
Oh, how lovely.
Because artificial light you will get after your daylight is gone, and it would set up your mood that we were talking about. It would add depth to the furniture, it would highlight the textures, and also lighting is also related to your circadian rhythm. So there are health benefits as per the day time, the light changes, the color changes. It also impacts on your health.
I want to ask you, you know, uh, carrying forward your train of thought, considering that smart homes are now becoming a given, right? Yeah. We've talked about it constantly, and I'm sure you're really great with incorporating tech into your design. So you're also constantly, it's a given now. Yeah. How important is lighting? Uh, is it for lighting to then, fall in line there as well? I mean, naturally it has to get. Yes.
So, see, what I think and what we as a company believe that smart lighting doesn't only give you convenience, but it is also a design of innovation in action, if I may put it like that. So, what happens is smart lighting currently gives you a better way to play with the modes that you want. If you want to relax, you can use warm white. If you want to, perform any task, you could use cool white. If you need a mixture of both, you can use natural white. So, smart lighting is like you have a remote in your hand, you have an app that you can control. It's your choice. In fact, since Hettich Magic Lights is IoT based, through the app, you can preset the mood that you want according to the day, it will automatically change. So there are
Intuitive.
yes. So you can preset, like, you want sunny. So all the colors of warm white would be played automatically after certain duration, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You can also set timer. You can dim it. So basically, with smart home, smart lighting is now a necessity, I think. As Rakhi also mentioned correctly, that you like mood lighting more when you enter in the evening. Similarly, my mother would always go for task lighting.
Yeah.
Always, like, she won't be able to settle in a warm white color. So it depends on personalities, but yes, mood lighting and smart lighting is a necessity today.
It's part of
It's become a part of your life now.
yeah, yeah. So when it comes down to, then again, now I'm going to go into like an overarching question, where when it just basically comes down to, again, working with a family on designing their home, or even for that matter, retail spaces that we were talking about earlier, right? Where does functionality and luxury begin when it comes to lighting? Where do you say that, okay, this isn't necessary, it's a luxury, so this you have a choice with, but this is absolutely necessary, you have to go with?
I think combining it with a lot of other things that are planned. I think home automation is something which will come um, at the point where there is that line getting blurred between functionality and luxury, because there, you are setting it to a tone where when you are not there in the house, also you are giving a command that you want the lighting at this level, you want the AC to be switched on, and everything is ready when you land at the house or your guest lands at the house.
Everything that I've read up on magic lights, I've realized that they've also been positioned as future proof illumination, future proof lighting. So, what do you mean by that?
So when you talk about future, it's mainly born out of two factors. One is in terms of how are the consumers' behavior evolving over a period of time, and what are the shifts in design trends that you see globally and then in India as well, right? So purely it's a kind of a combination of these two factors. Now, if you actually look at the way furniture light as a concept which has evolved, it's mainly been due to these two factors, right? And when we talk about future proofing, it's all about the technology evolution that we do, in tune, to be in sync with whatever is the evolving behaviors and the trends that we see. So one of the future trends that I clearly see right now, and what is really in vogue, is the integration of AI, yeah, into lighting.
After all the conversations that we've had about innovation, about emotion, and both of them coming together, has there been any project that you've worked on that you feel like, oh my god, it cinches all of this?
Yes, I think we worked on a house where our client was an avid art collector, and art was something which was very dear. And of course, we did the social areas, which were really meant for socializing, really interacting with people, creating, those bonds with people, relationship forging areas, I would say. And that's when, you really start to understand that lighting is so important, and how you can play around with light and the mood change that it allows. It makes such a huge difference. It's unbelievable. And I'm sure, like, say, when you care about your guests so much, that I want to give this experience to my guest, then automatically, your mind is open to what's there, what tech will allow you to achieve that end result where, you are getting that perfection of moon. So I think it's really elevating the lifestyle experience to that level where, you're totally understanding how tech will play a key role and in driving even the emotional experience.
Oh, that's a big one. And when it comes to especially since we're talking about people and how people feel, and we were discussing this, right? We're also talking about retail spaces and lighting there.
Right, right. So lighting is so crucial to retail environment, and like I was talking about, not only how merchandises look, but even like we've seen fixtures which are ensuring that the color of the garment doesn't fade. What it's counting footfalls, so that's like taking to a whole different level where not only the user is so happy with the end experience, but um, the owner of the brand is getting a lot of analytical data. And so getting data with lighting, I think it in a data centric world, I think that's going to be very, very crucial.
Okay, speaking of experiences, I'm going to lead you towards a very interesting segment that we usually have towards the end of the episode. Okay, it's a quick one. Okay, I'm going to give you a sentence, and I need you to finish that sentence. Okay, it's got to be short and sweet. We start with you, then we go to you, and then we end with you. All right? So I have a few options like that for you. Ready? Ready. Okay. So the future of furniture lighting is
Drama.
lovely.
Integrated and seamless.
Okay.
AI.
Okay. For me, magic in lighting means
Ability to change mood.
It means for me is enchanting.
I completely agree with what she's saying. It's all about changing your moods.
okay, lovely. Every generation from boomers to Gen Alpha will value lighting because
It allows you to do experience different things.
lovely.
Because lighting has to offer everyone in this generation, be it alphas or be it today.
It helps them express their individuality.
That's true. My favorite type of lighting is
It's a lighting which will be used to listen to music.
oof.
For me, it's warm light.
Okay, lovely.
For me, spotlighting.
Oh, lovely. This isn't a sentence. I'm just going to give you an option. Actually, I'll give you two options. We have two options, okay? Mood lighting or task lighting?
Mood lighting.
You're very mood.
Mood lighting.
Mood lighting.
Okay, lovely. I'm going to start with you now.
Sure.
Kitchen or wardrobe? Where does lighting matter more?
Wardrobe.
Me also wardrobe.
Wardrobe.
What? Nobody thinks kitchen.
Matters more what because
It's
kitchen
more
has
important.
generic lighting.
So I would genuinely think that the kitchen has more things to do. You've got
Yes,
to be more
I-
efficient.
Yes.
Look at it from the point of view, your kitchen has so much of generic lighting. Yeah. I mean, there is ample lighting. When it comes to wardrobe,
Furniture lighting.
right? And when you open your wardrobe, there isn't too much of generic lighting which can impact what you see inside, So purely from that point of view, your furniture lighting gives you the kind of lighting you need enough to see the contents out of it. Purely from that point of view.
Okay, so for
I feel that all the lighting is important. However, our natural inclination is towards what will impact us more. And I would be spending very little time in the kitchen, so my preference is wardrobe.
Okay, what a brilliant conversation this has been. Extremely illuminating. Thank you so much. You just brought so much on point information about the actual product
Thank
to all
you.
of us. It was brilliant. And you, of course, for me, it's always been such a marvel to observe how you bring in tech to your designs so effortlessly. It's so brilliant. Thank you so much. Thank you. And Jiteen, of course, the insights are pure magic. as always. So thank you all for being here with me today. It's been amazing. And to you guys, I'd like to say that this is just one of those illuminating conversations we've had. Stay tuned to Hettich Presents Living with Magic for more such fun.